The Buffalo Bills handed the Chiefs their first loss of the season, and it came on a Josh Allen 4th and 2 scramble with 2:24 left in the fourth quarter, breaking tackles, evading defenders, and also getting punched in the process. And he was able to score that monumental touchdown, 4th and 2. You leave it up to Josh Allen to make the play. Don't say screw his arm. Go in, run it yourself, in which he did actually on a second down play. He was able to actually run it for a few yards. But, of course, this means that the Chiefs are no longer undefeated. 17-0 dream is now dead. What was your reaction to the Bills? They were favored in this game. The Bills maintaining that and ended up winning this game 30-21.
To win and to cover, and they did both. I'm not that surprised. They've beaten the Chiefs 4 in a row now in the regular season. It's a postseason where they can't seem to get it done. They're 0-3 against them 3 years in a row, so which I think is a little bit of a taint on Josh Allen. But Allen looked great the other night against Patrick Mahomes. He was 27 of 40, 262 yards, and a TD. He also was the leading rusher for the Bills at 12 for 55 yards and another touchdown. That 26-yard run was the biggest gain in those 55 yards, and he looked great doing it. The other players, in terms of outstanding performances, not so much. I mean, he spread the ball around, both running and passing. Cook had 9 carries for 20 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. Johnson 5 for 18. Davis only 5 for 11. Shakir was the leading receiver with 8 for 70 yards. Samuel had 5 for 58. Cooper, who had a couple of very nice catches. That one-handed catch was really fantastic, and then the other one was really good too. That was for 55. Those 2 catches for 55 yards. He played kind of sparingly because of that wrist injury he still has. On the Chiefs side of the ball, Mahomes, 23 of 33, 196 yards. Didn't get to 200 yards, but had 3 TDs. Hunt was the leading rusher, but they didn't do much on the ground at all. 14 carries for 60 yards for Hunt. Hardman had 1 for 9. He's a wide receiver on end around. Worthy, the same thing. 1 for 7 yards. That was it. On the receiving side, Worthy, 4 for 61 and a TD. Hopkins, 3 for 29. Watson, 2 for 26. Kelce, 2 for only 8 yards. They really stopped Kelce. I think they slowed down Mahomes. He didn't have more than 200. He had less than 200 yards passing, and they stopped. They just bottled up Kelce. He did nothing. At the end of the game, Mahomes whispered to Allen, "We're going to do it again, baby." And that means the playoffs, and that's a little ding on Allen from Mahomes. Say, guess what, guy? We always win in the playoffs. You beat us in the regular season. We're going to be in the playoffs. We're 9-1, and you're 9-2. I think the Bills still have a chance maybe to get that 1 seed. We'll see if the Chiefs can recover from this loss and go back on another winning streak. The Bills have won 4 regular season games, as I said, in a row against the Chiefs, but 3 consecutive playoff losses, which I think, as I said, taints Allen's career a little bit. Allen said it means we are 9 wins. We have 9 wins. Last time I checked, 9 wins doesn't get you into the playoffs. Given the history, we meet in the playoffs. We're not there yet. We'll focus on that when we get there. The Bills played I think, complete and balanced game, having a great year in what was deemed to be a bridge season, I think, after the veterans purge, Stephon Diggs and a bunch of players on defense they got rid of. I think it's a very commendable year for them to be 9-2. And a little bit of a surprise. We picked them to be third. I did anyway, third in the division this year. And now they're easily going to win it. I mentioned Mahomes under 200 yards. Kelce bottled up. This big game was a good experience, I think, for the Bills' young players. They have a lot of young players this year. It serves the Bills well when going into January, having had a big game and winning it. I think the Chiefs have proven they can look vulnerable in the regular season and then turn it on in the playoffs and win on the road. And that may be, it's either going to be Bills at home or Bills at Arrowhead. And right now it looks like Bills at Arrowhead, but we'll have to wait and see. And as I said, the Bills at 9-2 have a shot at the 1 seed.
Well, I think that, yes, we did both have the Bills winning this game. I kind of expected it to go a little bit differently. I thought it would be shootout, very high scoring. Each team gets, around 30 points, and depending on how you think of 21 points for the Chiefs being near it, you may say, well, you kind of got what you were kind of thinking about and hoping for. But I was very impressed with the Buffalo Bills because what we've seen over the course of the season is against good teams, the Bills kind of falter a little bit. Josh Allen against the Texans, 30% completion percentage. But that game was surprisingly close. And I thought that says more about the Texans than it does the Bills. And then against the Baltimore Ravens, you get absolutely blown out and you can't stop the run whatsoever. Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson had their way with you however they wanted. In this game, it was important. The Bills coming off very lucky wins. And according to a certain stat follower, team rankings, the Chiefs ranked number one in the NFL in luck rating at a 3.0. No other team has higher than a 1.7. So, like I said, the Chiefs have been a very, very lucky team. That's why for the past, was it now? We're going into week 12. So for the past 4 weeks, I've had the Lions as the number one team because they've looked like the number one team. They haven't needed things to go right for them to outplay everybody. The Bills, on the other hand, they're coming off a couple bad losses, trying to figure out where their footing is. They've been battling injuries, and that's where this game is very impressive. Because they were down their starting right tackle, their number one if you want to call him a number one wide receiver, and they were down at least one starting wide receiver in Keon Coleman. And they have a couple banged up injuries. Matt Milano's still trying to make his way back. Will he by the end of the year? I would think so. But they're still dealing with a little bit of an injury. Josh Allen, he's had a couple turnovers lately that show some recklessness that he's had, pre and sort of post Brian Daboll. He got a little bit turnover prone, but that seemed to tone down completely in this game. I think there were a few plays that mattered a lot. So you mentioned a couple of them. Let's bring up Amari Cooper's catches because these were very crucial to open up the game. Where do you do one-hand catch for Amari Cooper? Incredibly impressive. Big time, keep the sticks moving.
Hand.
Yeah, he had a bad wrist. This second one, again, the second quarter. Beautiful throw, cross-field, beautiful location of the football. The second one would be, how about this? A 3rd and 9 on the last drive of the game for the Bills. Khalil Shakir, 3rd and 9 when it matters. You need this first down, otherwise everybody knows Mahomes is going to drive down and score a field goal or score a touchdown. 3rd and 9, you come up with a massive play, and then obviously the big play of the day, which is indeed the 4th and 2 scramble, the game-winning touchdown. Have Josh Allen in his arms, make him use his athleticism, and score this touchdown. So the Bills stepped up when they needed to. Curtis Samuel had a very good game. Amari Cooper, wrist injury. They didn't know if he was going to be ready for this game. He came out. He played phenomenally. Khalil Shakir had some big-time catches. The Bills had 6 plays over 20 yards. Meanwhile, Kansas City had 1. One singular explosive play. The Bills had 6. This looks like a completely different Bills team. I can understand why people are now saying, well, is this a Super Bowl team? Is this, the team that could finally break the curse of Mahomes in the playoffs? And if they keep playing like this, and especially, let's say things go a certain way, where maybe the Bills don't play the Ravens before the Chiefs do. So we could see Bills-Chiefs AFC Championship game if the Chiefs once again defeat the Ravens in the playoffs. Could this Bills team make it past Mahomes for the first time in the playoffs instead of going 0 for 4 against them? This Bills team looks different, and especially with the way Mahomes has been playing, I think there's a serious shot that this Bills team could make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see that. I think the Patriots certainly aren't going anywhere this year. I'd root for the winner of the division in the AFC East, and that would be the Bills. I'd love to see them get to the Super Bowl and win one. One thing I'd say we haven't mentioned about the Chiefs, the defense gave up 14 points in the fourth quarter. That's uncharacteristic of them, and I don't know, maybe their defense has a few holes in it. They've had a hard time stopping teams late in the games lately, and this showed up in this game too. 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, no, that's big because Mahomes, we know, if you give him the ball last, he's going to score some level of points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. You give Mahomes the ball the Bills gave him the ball with 13 seconds and he scored. With any length of time, they'll figure out a way to put up points. So that 3rd and 9 to Shakir, incredibly crucial because that was about with 4 minutes remaining. Josh Allen, 4th and 2 run with about what? A minute? What was it again? Let's bring it over time. How much time was left? 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Josh Allen needs to make a play. Do not put the ball in harm's way. Tuck it. You are what? 6'5", 240? Run that damn football. And he did. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful sight to see.
Beautiful play.
So the Bills did exactly what they needed to. But I think, once again, we can't necessarily do this because of their record, but we need to criticize Patrick Mahomes more. He has not been a good quarterback this year. He is tied for the league in interceptions. He's 11th in passing yards, 10th in touchdowns. Sam Darnold, Rodgers, and Jordan Love, who has only played 8 games, by the way, have all had more touchdown passes than Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce has been taken out of the regular season so far. He has had one really good game, but outside of that one game has been a no factor. And especially in a big-time game like this, he needed to make some big-time plays. He was targeted, 2 or 3 times, 1 catch?
Yeah, he's thinking about Taylor Swift.
Mahomes is dinking and dunking. Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, and Deshaun Watson all have pushed the ball down the field more than Mahomes has. They're just not a great team. They're a lucky team. They've gotten away with a lot. And like I said, according to team rankings, I don't know how much credibility you want to put into that. I'm sure some viewers would have an issue with it. They're the luckiest team in the NFL. I've been on it for the past 4 weeks. The Lions have played like the best team because they haven't needed some things to go right. And I think if we're looking at the Chiefs now, we take a look at Baltimore, Bills, Lions. Would you put the Chiefs over any one of those teams?
Baltimore, Bills, or the Lions? Maybe not. Maybe not.
So that means you would start Kansas City as the 4th best team in the NFL.
I might be up there with Baltimore. I mean, Baltimore has their defense is very suspect. Their pass defense is terrible. They lost to the Steelers again. They can't beat the Steelers. They've lost 8 of the last 9 to the Steelers, 4 in a row now. I think Baltimore, the glow has come off them a little bit. We'll see where they are in the power rankings this week. I think they're dropping a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely they have. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.